Centralia, Pennsylvania, was once a bustling coal mining town. Nestled in the heart of the state, it was a place where the coal industry thrived and the community flourished. The town's economy was heavily reliant on the rich coal seams that lay beneath its surface, providing jobs and prosperity to its residents. Families lived and worked there for generations. The town was a close-knit community where everyone knew each other and traditions were passed down through the years. Children played in the streets and families gathered for picnics and celebrations, creating memories that would last a lifetime. However, beneath the surface, a silent threat smoldered. The extensive network of coal mines, which had once been the town's lifeblood, now posed a hidden danger. The abandoned tunnels and shafts were filled with coal dust, a highly flammable substance that could ignite under the right conditions. In 1962, a fire ignited in the town's landfill, forever changing the course of Centralia's history. What began as a routine cleanup operation quickly spiraled out of control, setting off a chain of events that would lead to the town's eventual demise. This fire wasn't like any other. It wasn't a blaze that could be easily contained or extinguished. Instead, it spread underground, fueled by the vast reserves of coal that lay beneath the town. It spread underground, reaching a labyrinth of abandoned coal mines beneath the town. The fire moved stealthily, out of sight but not out of mind, as it continued to consume the coal seams, creating a network of burning tunnels. The Centralia mine fire, as it came to be known, has been burning ever since, transforming the once vibrant town into a ghost town. The streets that were once filled with life are now deserted, and the homes that once housed families stand empty and abandoned. The fire started innocently enough. It was a simple decision made by the town council, a routine task that had been done many times before. But this time, something went terribly wrong. The town council decided to clean up the local landfill, which was located in an abandoned strip mine. They believed that burning the trash would be the most efficient way to manage the waste. Not realizing the potential consequences of their actions, they set the trash ablaze, a common practice at the time. The fire was meant to be controlled and contained, but it quickly spread beyond the intended area. However, the fire wasn't fully extinguished. Despite their efforts to put it out, the flames continued to smolder, finding their way into the underground coal seams. It burrowed deep into the ground, igniting a vein of coal. This underground fire was far more dangerous and difficult to control than anyone had anticipated. This seemingly insignificant event marked the beginning of Centralia's decades-long struggle against an unyielding foe. The town's residents and officials fought tirelessly to contain the fire, but their efforts were in vain. The Centralia mine fire serves as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the devastating consequences of human actions. It is a testament to the unpredictability of the natural world and the far-reaching impact of seemingly small decisions. It's a story of loss, resilience, and the enduring spirit of a community forever scarred by an inferno that continues to burn to this day. Despite the devastation, the people of Centralia have shown remarkable strength and determination, refusing to let the fire define their legacy.
The landfill fire that sparked the Centralia mine fire wasn't an isolated incident. Fires in landfills were not uncommon during that era, but what happened in Centralia was unprecedented in its scale and impact. In the early 1960s, waste disposal regulations were lax. Landfills were often poorly managed, and the practice of burning waste to reduce its volume was widespread. This method, though convenient, was fraught with risks. Open burning in landfills was a common practice. It was seen as an easy way to manage waste, but it often led to unintended consequences, such as the release of toxic fumes and the risk of uncontrolled fires. What made the Centralia fire different was the network of abandoned coal mines beneath the town. These mines, which had been left behind after the coal industry declined, created a perfect environment for a fire to spread unchecked. These mines, remnants of Centralia's mining past, provided a ready supply of fuel for the fire to spread. The coal seams that crisscrossed beneath the town were rich in anthracite, a type of coal known for its high carbon content and long burning properties. The fire's path was unpredictable. It moved through the underground tunnels and coal seams, often changing direction and reappearing in unexpected places. This made it incredibly difficult for firefighters to track and contain. It followed the intricate network of coal seams burning underground and out of sight. The fire could travel for miles through these seams, emerging in new locations far from its original source. This made it nearly impossible to contain. Firefighters and engineers tried various methods to stop the fire, including digging trenches and sealing off parts of the mine, but their efforts were largely unsuccessful. It's believed that the fire ignited a particularly thick vein of anthracite coal, known for its high carbon content and slow-burning properties. This type of coal can burn at high temperatures for extended periods, making it a particularly stubborn fuel source. Anthracite coal can burn for decades, and in Centralia's case, it provided the fuel for a fire that has lasted for over 6 decades. The fire has continued to smoulder underground, creating hazardous conditions on the surface. The initial attempts to extinguish the fire were met with a false sense of success. Firefighters believed they had put out the blaze, only to see it reappear days or even weeks later in new locations. This cycle of extinguishing and reignition became a frustrating and costly endeavor. Firefighters believed they had put out the blaze, only to see it reappear days or even weeks later in new locations. The fire's ability to move through the underground coal seams meant that it could resurface anywhere, making it a constant threat. This elusive nature of the fire, coupled with the vastness of the underground mine network, made it a formidable opponent. The fire has persisted for decades, and despite numerous efforts to extinguish it, it continues to burn to this day, a haunting reminder of the town's fiery past.
Extinguishing the Centralia mine fire proved to be an insurmountable challenge. The fire's underground location made it difficult to access. Digging down to the fire would have required extensive excavation, and even then, there was no guarantee of reaching the burning coal seams. The dangerous levels of carbon monoxide and other toxic gases released by the fire posed a serious risk to firefighters and anyone attempting to work near the affected areas. Over the years, various methods were employed to extinguish the fire. These efforts included flooding the mines with water, injecting them with fire-retardant materials, and even attempting to build underground barriers to contain the fire's spread. Despite these efforts, costing millions of dollars, the fire persisted. Each attempt was met with temporary setbacks or limited success, highlighting the sheer scale and complexity of the problem. The relentless nature of the Centralia mine fire served as a stark reminder of the limitations of human intervention in the face of such powerful natural forces.
As the Centralia mine fire raged on, it began to have a devastating impact on the surrounding environment. The fire, which started in 1962, has been burning for decades, and its effects have only grown more severe over time. The most visible sign of the fire's presence was the smoke and steam rising from cracks in the ground. These ominous plumes of smoke were a constant reminder of the fire burning beneath the surface, unseen but ever present. This smoke, laden with toxic gases, posed a significant health risk to residents and wildlife alike. The air quality deteriorated rapidly, forcing people to wear masks and take other precautions to protect themselves from the harmful effects of the smoke. The ground in and around Centralia became unstable as the fire burned away the underground coal seams, creating sinkholes and making the area unsafe for both buildings and people. Homes and businesses were abandoned, and the once thriving community became a ghost town. The environmental damage extended beyond the immediate vicinity of Centralia. The smoke and pollutants spread to neighboring areas, affecting a much larger region than initially anticipated. The fire released tons of harmful pollutants into the atmosphere, including carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and heavy metals. These pollutants contributed to air pollution and posed serious health risks to anyone exposed to them. These pollutants contaminated the air and water, affecting the health of people living in nearby towns and villages. The water sources became tainted with toxic substances, making it unsafe for consumption and harming aquatic life. The fire also had a significant impact on the local ecosystem. Wildlife struggled to survive in the harsh conditions, and many species were forced to leave the area in search of safer habitats. The heat and toxic fumes killed trees and vegetation, leaving behind a barren landscape. The once lush and green environment was transformed into a desolate wasteland devoid of life. The Centralia mine fire became a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of human actions and environmental consequences,
It serves as a cautionary tale of how industrial activities, if not managed responsibly, can lead to long-lasting and far-reaching environmental disasters. The story of Centralia is a call to action for better environmental stewardship and sustainable practices to prevent similar tragedies in the future.